Yeah, this is my favorite beat on the album. It is. It's my favorite one. Not only because it sounds really good to me, but because of what went into making it, I think. I'm going to do my best to record me glossing over the DAW as I'm speaking here in the background, just to give you some context. But to give you some insight into my process, all of my beats come from manipulating samples of one form or another from a program called Splice, which is just like this online sample library, essentially. Every beat before and after this one contains sample loops of drums, piano chords, synths. Pretty much every piece of each song each beat is something someone else played that I added things to or tweaked around to make them more of my own and put them together. Not exactly for this one, though. For this one, I found the bass sample and I found the guitar, and they were in the same key, but they weren't the same tempo. And so I fiddled around with the pieces of the drums, like the kick and the snare and the hi-hats here, to put together what you hear today. And it might not look like it's that crazy to you, but I'm so used to just creating a couple loops from some samples, making some cool transitions with some effects, and getting straight to writing the verses, that anything that deviates from that pattern almost feels like I'm creating something completely new to me. I had to adjust each of these pieces so many times to get them to hit at just the right moments. It was very meticulous. And it took so much longer than the other ones. The entire time I was thinking, this isn't going to sound as cool as it does in my head, and I don't even know where it's going but, unlike so many other times where I let that thought shut down the idea, I pushed through this time, and I'm really happy that I did. The song itself starts out as a lament to God, but it weaves a message to the mysterious partner that, again, I'm really trying my best not to focus too hard on with these commentaries. I want her to find her own meaning in these songs, and since she's always supported me, I have very little doubt that she'll watch the series of videos I got lined up. So I don't want her to feel or have this overwhelming sense of like guilt or something, or any other negative things that may keep her from just enjoying the music. But it is both. And I'm going to do my best to describe both sides of what this song means. It may be my most honest song that I've put out to date, which is really saying something, because the first album I did back in like 2020 or something, was it 2020 or 2021? No, yeah, it was the end of 2020. It's the one that's like only on, what's it called? Only on SoundCloud, that What I Can't Say album. Like that one was really personal, and like most of the singles, or a handful of the singles that came out after it, were really personal, probably too much, and I didn't think I'd be able to have this kind of honesty again, or at least I thought I'd have to go even deeper into my own demons to find that kind of honesty, when in reality everything I was looking for was right in front of me this whole time, these past like 3 or 4 or 5 years. The chorus is directed strictly to God, I'd say. It's a broken chorus that showcases how little I have to say about something that means so much to me. After what I've continued to read about who he is and what he and his son have done for me, the thought of having an idol or an object above him that I care about so much is crippling to my soul and my spirit. Nevertheless, I don't even ask, I tell him, don't take it from me. I acknowledge that it's taken the place both he and I desire to have him at in my heart and in my life. I acknowledge that this shouldn't be where it is, but I beg and I plead with him to just relocate this thing and not to remove it. This idol, it feels like home. It feels like the place where God can't always be. It fills me with warmth that just reading and meditating on his words can't provide. It disguises itself as something I need to survive, and now that it feels like he's taken it from me, I ask him if he thinks it was worth it. I ask him, is this what needed to be removed so that he could have what he wanted? Now that it feels like it's just me and you, God, are you satisfied? An idol in this song is a feeling itself that I've put on a pedestal to satisfy my needs. It makes me feel wanted. It makes me feel strong. It makes me feel like I have worth, that if all else fails, at least if I appease this molten calf, I'll have something that I can tell others I'm doing everything for. An idol can be anything. It doesn't have to be a person, object, or even just a feeling like how the song goes. You know, it's easy to look at stories in the Old Testament about Israel putting idols before God and thinking you'd have to be some kind of special stupid to witness what God just did for you a chapter or two before this and think that some statue can even hold a candle to what he can do. But idols exist in more forms than just physical. Maybe you've idolized power, and that you can't really feel satisfied with yourself unless you're in charge of other people. Maybe attention is your idol of choice, and if you don't have enough people witnessing your thoughts and actions, you can't sit still in your chair. Maybe you've idolized pain, and that if you aren't suffering to some extent, you don't feel like you're earning any of the good that happens to you or around you. It's at this point in the album that I admit to God and myself that I have made love my idol for a long time. Sure, it's tied itself to attention and pain, and there have been other aspects of things I enjoy that parade themselves as the real problem in my life, but when I tried to get rid of those sub-idols, it was like an episode of Scooby-Doo, kind of, where instead of it being the librarian or the janitor that was haunting the mansion, it was just love. Again, wearing another mask. And I know that the idol itself is the feeling of love and not a specific person, because I've felt the attachment to this feeling through different relationships as I've gotten older. Romantic or not, I've been a slave to being the hero that someone else does or doesn't deserve, just because the feeling of being needed has always felt equal to or greater than the feeling I get from connecting with God. The verse itself is so hard for me to interpret sometimes that I don't even think what I have in this script will be entirely accurate. I can see it as both a message to the mysterious partner and as a continuing series of thoughts to God. So what I've decided to do is I think I'll just speak to both directly, and I'll use the you pronoun that fits each narrative. I don't say that I know anything for sure, but whatever is going on between us isn't the same as it used to be. A disruption in the connection I feel with you at times that is only broken by an explosion of something out of my control that continues to bring us back together, if even for a brief moment in time. Nobody else ever hears what I have to say to you, nor you to me, at least not directly. It's just me here and just you over there. Just wait. Let me hold on to this connection for a bit longer while I still have you on the line. When I'm ready to give you all that I have, it feels like you pull away or I lose sight of where you are. Give me one more day. Give me one more try to make things right between the two of us. I look in the mirror and I see one more tear from the same eyes you look into when you speak to me. The same eyes that make me feel more seen than anyone else ever could. The same eyes I feel like I can see when I look at you. It says here, both in this book I've been reading and in this compounding list of evidence I justify as my reality, that I'm the one who's connecting me to this feeling. Yeah, there's pain, there's broken promises, there's doubt and fear, but there's also a catalyst for growth each and every time I engage with this. A series of tests that I don't control or know the answers to are conducted and then reviewed in my mind for hours on end after this feeling passes, up until I find myself back in the desk taking another one. If I'm seeing the growth happen in real time as a result of being put in this situation, how bad could it really be? Sure, I forgot about how it really used to be when we talked to each other. But I'll remember when I fall deeper into this feeling again. I'll remember when my intentions for what transpires here don't show up in the results. I'll remember when I try to control the outcome based on my own inputs instead of being grateful for the time we share together at all. And when I do remember, and the picture I've taken in my mind crashes to the ground in a million pieces, I'll be happy to clean it up. Don't trouble yourself about it. You've done so much for me already. You've got to be more busy than even I think you are. This is the least I can do. After all, this is my fault for assuming that I had a grasp on the situation at hand, and assuming that with enough effort from my perspective, anything can be accomplished. You say that you're in pain? You say that what's going on here isn't just hurting me, but that it hurts you too? Tell me where to go. Tell me what to do. I long to hear those words from you, to fulfill my desire of being the one you run to when you don't know where to turn, to fulfill my need to be needed, to feel not only useful, but necessary to the plans that you have about what you want done while I'm still around enough to do anything. Tell me when you're ready. I've decided that despite not knowing what you need from me, I want to do it. I want to be of use. I want to serve and make you feel like the faith you've put into me wasn't and isn't worthless. No parties, no celebrations, no big reveals for all to see. Just you and me, and nothing blocking what's being communicated. You appear to be so strong, so confident in the choices that you make, so sure of yourself in the path that you've decided to walk. Show me how to be more like that. Show me how to be that, if it's even possible. And until then, I'll just wait. And waiting can be the hardest thing to do. You can grow and change all you want, but if your motive for what's causing those changes isn't something that remains static to some degree, it can feel like you're Clayface chasing a chameleon, you know? I'm not sure if this commentary helped shed any light on what the song means to you as a listener. Like I said toward the beginning, I'm still not even sure this is exactly how I feel about what I put together, but that's also kind of the point, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you how the art should be interpreted. This is just an interpretation. Thanks for listening. I expect that this is the climax of my ramblings and that the remainder of the album will be much more straightforward, as the song also feels like the height of where all the tracks come together. I really like how the album builds towards this song, and my only hope now is that we can come to a smooth landing as we reach the ending. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow, huh? And through the rest of the week, if this is going out the way I wanted it to. I hope you get something out of this. I really appreciate you listening. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow. I love you.